When I got out of the military, I had a hard time translating my military experience into the civilian world. I'll be honest with you, if it wasn't for my wife, I probably would have been that homeless or impoverished vet. But it can be easier with the right support. I'm Mark Casper, and I'm the Executive Director of Tech4Troops. In today's world, you have to have a computer to be able to apply for jobs. Our mission is to empower veterans in need with computers and training to get back in the workforce.
Here at Tech4Troops, we're here to push you forward to get you back to where you want to be in life. When the veterans come in, I teach them everything you could think of that's done with a computer. I want them to feel that this is a tool that's going to help them get their life back.
I went into a kind of a deep depression. Eventually, I lost my job and I was out on the street. The computer was able to connect me to the web, and I was able to start putting resumes out. And you have to have these small building blocks to get from point A to point B. I'm not worried about employment anymore.
The need is great, and we want to be able to support our veterans across the nation.
All right, welcome everyone to the Tech4Troops Cup Series here on Wednesday night, and tonight we are at Michigan. John, looking forward to this. Thank you for tuning in to our broadcast here in the booth. You have myself, Rick Sousa, and my co-broadcaster, John DeRudris.
Yeah, Rick, it's going to be a good night in Michigan. A lot of good cars. You know, last week we saw Worrell Peters bringing home the win back on an oval. So I'm pretty excited to see what these Tech4Troop guys do now, since we're over halfway through the regular season. You only have 6 more chances, including tonight, to actually bring home a win. So who is it going to be? Right now we're taking a look at Jeff Deney in the Bass Pro Shops number 40 qualifying going on right now. But it's going to be a fast race around the track, because this is NASCAR's one of their fastest. And you can run multiple lanes here. You can run 3 wide. You can run 4 wide. It's going to be a fun night.
Absolutely looking forward to it. Bear with us, folks. Our overlay is, just not behaving like it normally does. And, of course, here we are. So let's see if we can bring up another driver who happens to be out qualifying. That's Charles Van Scoik. Zach Ward's out there. We'll get you some updates in a second. Let's see if we can reload this overlay and provide you with some information. Right now, Charles Van Scoik is on the pole. Justin Horton is in second. Zach Ward's in third. James Lowe is showing in fourth. Harley Barletta is up to fifth.
Looks like we got more guys coming into qualifying right now. We'll see who's able to get around this big track. If you consider it comparatively, it's one of the bigger tracks we go to. Right there, take a look at that last week's winner. Lilith Peters now topped by Justin Horton, her teammate, there in the 39 machine. So going to be interesting to see how they play out here. You see really the top 5 is what we've seen. 39 is a little loose. It's what we've seen all season long. Justin Horton, Lilith Peters, Charles Van Squeek, James Lowe, Chris Worrell, Zach Ward, all those guys out there. We got 100 laps tonight, pit road speed, 45 miles an hour. Quick repairs like usual, 5 sets of tires, 50% fuel, 3 green-white checkers, and a track temp of 90 degrees. So it is somewhat, wow, that was a pretty hard hit. It's somewhat of a cool night here in Michigan, so we'll see how that plays out as the race goes on.
John, let's get to your keys for tonight's race.
Absolutely. So at Michigan, it's a big track. You have to pay attention to a lot of different things, and the first thing you got to pay attention to is track position. So track position is key. You have to be able to keep your car out front, and you can start in the back, but you're going to be using up more of your tires, which is number 2. So tires, you have to be able to manage your tires here for a long run. You don't want to be wearing out your right rear and your right front. You want to make sure that you're saving those. That way you can have optimal pit strategy. So going into number 3, you want to make sure that your pit strategy is one that is essentially you want to pit the least amount of times as quick as possible. So maximizing your fuel run without having too big of a delta between you and the guys that are on fresh tires. So a mix of all 3, that is going to be my 3 keys to tonight's race here at Michigan. But Rick, it looks like we got our starting lineup here ready for tonight's Tech4Troops Cup Series race in Michigan.
We do, but just before we get there, we also need to let folks know that tonight, the tournament that we have been running here, starting at Texas, through Bristol, through Atlanta, through Watkins Glen, 32 drivers, has now come down to 2. The number 1 seed on the left side of the column, Chris Worrell, made it all the way through to the final 2. Lilith Peters, who is seated 14th, she's brought it all the way. So now it's a battle between Chris Worrell and Lilith Peters for the GOAT Racing Diecast Championship.
And that is it's going to be a good battle all night. We've seen those 2 drivers battle all season long, so I'm very curious to see how it's going to play out between both of those drivers tonight. So Rick, let's get started. Let's get our starting lineup up here for tonight's race at Michigan. The field has almost gotten all the way filled out, but here we go. Justin Horton brings home your pole for tonight's Tech4Troops Cup Series race in Michigan with his teammate Lilith Peters to the outside in second. Charles Van Squeek there in third with James Lowe in fourth. Chris Worrell in fifth. Zach Ward in sixth. Sammy Harrell in seventh. Zachary Allen in eighth. Harley Barletta there in P9 with Nathan Harper rounding out the top 10.
In 11th, Christoph Hall. 12th, John Ledger. 13th, Ethan Thompson. 14th, Jeremy Flanagan. Ty Bostic is in 15th with Ryan Cook to the outside. In 17th, Brad Previtt. 18th, Jeff Nairn. Austin Habel is in 19th with Luke Bullard in 20th.
In 21st, you have Christopher Howell out of AJM with Philip Vanner Twick there to his outside. In 23rd, you have Garrett Johnston with Austin Collins in the 24th spot. Ryan Pittman starts in 25th, looking to have a good day for him with Maurice Burnett there in 26th. Mike Sladker, strong last week and weeks prior with Ryan Walter in 28th. Armando Ortiz in 29th, and Cody Sturgill in 30th.
All right, in 31st, Jeff Denis. 32nd, Dave Sharon. Rodney Repacker is in 33rd. Dame Ann Newsom is in 34th. Marco Berube in 35th. Ryan McRoberts in 36th. David Watts in 37th. Brian Johnson, 38th. David P. Sharon in 39th. And Bobby Gibson in 40th. Full field tonight here, John.
Full field, and we could not wish for anything better here at Michigan. So got to remember 100 laps, 5 sets of tires here. It's going to be a very tire-heavy race, I believe. So that's going to play into the factor of where these guys end up at the end of this thing. So, Rick, what are your thoughts? What do you think this is going to be? Is it going to be a track position game or a pit strategy game with tires?
I'm suspecting it's going to be a pit strategy game. I have no idea why iRacing is showing a caution here. We're still in a warm-up lap unless there was something going on in race control. Okay, so yeah, race control has notified us that they are doing 2 caution laps here. Not sure why, but they have they've got 2 caution laps here. So yeah, so there's that.
Maybe some of these guys and girls out here are a little bit nervous. Maybe they just need to settle their nerves a little bit.
Well, we left a road course. It was a great event. And then here we are now to another kind of Michigan and Auto Club are, those 2-mile ovals that always seem to be a challenge to drivers.
Oh yeah, it definitely is, and it's because the corners are so sweeping, and you have a lot of race room. I mean, you could move from the top to the bottom at any given time, and you're going to see multiple lanes really start to adapt and start to transform here. So, some people may think we need to turn right, but obviously we're not turning right anymore. We're back to our left-handed nature here at Michigan. So we'll see how this plays out. So this is going to count as laps. So have to remember that we will technically get the green flag at lap 3 since we are counting those. But other than that, we are ready to get this race underway here on the IWM Broadcast Network. We appreciate you all tuning in.
Yeah, and especially now we have changed our streaming. We're focusing more on our YouTube channel. That seems to be the bulk of our watchers. And so we are definitely focusing on our YouTube relationship. So, and if you're watching, definitely ask that you like and follow along on our YouTube channel and stay up to date. We're off tomorrow night, but we'll be back next week for both our Wednesday night series here and our Thursday night NASCAR Racing Series.
Alrighty, pace car is on pit road, and we have green flag racing here at Phoenix. The outside line stacks up quite a bit. I mean, big stack up. We may get a wreck here. Look at the field wreck there in the back, 3 wide.
Yeah, I'm going to jump back a little bit to what's happening back there. They did okay. They made it through, but this, stuff like that, when that goes on, you wind up with an opportunity for mistakes to be made with black flags and guys just getting out of order. But jumping back up front, Lilith Peters has settled in. Her partner and teammate Justin Horton is there. Although Justin goes up a little high, but Michigan is one of those tracks though. You've got to find your best way around this track.
Oh yeah, and there's multiple ways. There's multiple ways to get around Michigan. You can have the low line, you can have the high line, and the draft. The draft is very relevant and very prominent here. You'll be able to see all those factors come into play here once we get a couple laps underway. As you see, the 07 of James Lowe now going to the inside of Justin Horton there for second. See if he can make that pass.
And he does. He slips under. Of course, depending on the run, the 39 of Justin Horton may get on this exit out of the corner. Oh, unfortunately, he taps the wall a little bit. That's not going to be good. That's Chuck Van Scoik that trying to get below him, the 23. He's right on the bumper of James Lowe, and then he tries to dive off. There was a car that was on the apron back there a bit. Going to be off pace. Not sure who that is.
Not sure.
I think that was Bobby Horton, but right now that 39 is right on the butt of James Lowe.
Right there for sure. And what we're noticing is that this race has become a drafting style race at the moment. Look at all the top 10 separated by about 1.5 seconds. The top 20 separated by 2.2. So not too far back for all these guys. And that's the cool thing about this track is that you can get mega runs. I mean, big runs down the back, down the front with really no effort at all. If you get a good exit, you'll be able to pull up to the car in front of you in no time.
All right, we're watching Lilith Peters currently right out in front. She's got the 7 of James Lowe that's coming up behind her, trying to make a run. He's got some a little little bit of drafting help. We were not with Lilith's partner, but her teammate, he drops out of the line. He's not going to want to help him much, but that's where he needs to be. He's got to get behind Lilith and really help her be successful.
And what we're noticing here early on is really everybody's in a single file line. The lap times have dropped down to the low 38s, and you start to see a huge single line form with Jeff Nairn and Ty Bostic making a move. They're back in P9 and P10.
Oh, Justin,
as we start to see some side-by-side.
Yeah, Justin's actually moved ahead of Lilith here. Yeah, I'm not quite sure just how good of a, I mean, he can run his own race, but certainly dropping down to that lower line will make it quicker, but just really tears up your tires.
Oh, it eats up your tires for sure, and that's what you don't want to have happen. Thank goodness we are at a track that takes in a little bit of rubber, so it's not like what we saw this past weekend at Bristol in the actual Cup Series, where the track literally took in zero rubber. So you can afford to do that a little bit, but I wouldn't do that too much because you are going to sacrifice long-run speed, being uber aggressive there in the first 5, 10, 15 laps. So you could see him. He gets a great run now. He may try to make a move to the bottom side going into turn 3. He does not. He stays right behind her and basically goes up high.
Very interesting. So we'll see how this all plays out. That may be what works best for him. And every driver has to find what works for their car here at this super wide track. Very interesting here. But as these tires begin to go away, and we should see that probably around lap 15 or so, going into these corners, you're not going to get the bite you had on fresh rubber.
Oh no, not at all. And that's where you're going to start to see these drivers get a little impatient, and you're going to start to see these drivers get increasingly more frustrated with their cars and starting to push it a little bit more than what the car can actually give. So here we go. We got James over the inside of the 39 of Justin Horton now on lap 9. We'll see if he's able to make the pass now. So far, not able to do it. Justin's going to have the run out of turn 2, which should propel him forward, which does.
Yeah, we'll take kind of a skip back through the field here just to take a wider shot. That's not the shot I'm looking for.
That's a close-up.
Yeah, that's not exactly it either, but definitely what we are seeing here is that what we've got, let's jump back to a chopper shot and go back in the field. So what we are seeing is just that. It's basically single groove. You got some folks that are dropping out, but unless you've got some drafting help, you're going to find yourself kind of being cycled back. It's easy to do.
Oh, it definitely is easy to do, and that's where, like you were saying earlier, there's a little bit of contact possibly between the 48 there. You see all these guys battling for track position, using up some of their tires, and here's the draft. This is where this draft is going to become a major factor. Yeah. We'll see what happens.
This is back towards the end of the field. The field is kind of broken up into at least a couple different packs. This pack is led by the 48.
And we may have some 3-wide action going into turn 3 here. Brad Previtt on the high side.
So good racing at Ryan Pittman. That's all the way in the back there.
Yeah, the front has really kind of separated from the field about 2 seconds. The first 18
absolutely.
Cars are, yep. And right now, Rick, if you go to the front of the pack, you have what reminds me of tandem racing back in the day with the Car of Tomorrow. You see the two teammates there on the bottom of the 07. Oh, we got contact. The 07 slid up into the 01. But look at this. It reminds you of tandem drafting back in the super speedway days.
Of course, that's the 06 and the 07. Those are teammates right there. That's Chris Worrell and James Lowe.
Yeah, that 07 has been sliding up the last couple laps. He slides up in front of the 39, breaks that draft. Now the 01 dips a little bit low. And potentially three wide. Yep. Oh, that's close. And that's going to suck all of those, all that momentum back a little bit for the 07 and the 06 and bring that 39 right back to the back doorstep of his teammate there in the 01. So right now, this front 10 are separated by 1 second, Rick. So all these guys up here, this is when the draft starts to play into a factor, when all the tires start to go away, and you're seeing first 10, 11, 12, 13 drivers really under a blanket early on. And looking a little bit further on back, you see some side-by-side racing there. I believe that's for Bostic, Ledger, Ethan Thompson.
Yeah, but they're definitely... They're back at the tail end of this pack, but you're seeing this just splitting 3 and 4 wide, what we see here at Michigan. But, you know, we're now 15 laps into this, and you're going to definitely see some tire wear taking effect. They won't be able to do what you just saw, that movement like that. They're going to have to really be patient.
Oh yeah, patience is definitely going to be a factor here, and we're starting to see some major runs being dealt right now on that high side. And this is where, you know, the tires are really going to start to come into factor. I mean, you're going to start to see who has been driving in the corners a little bit too deep, and yeah, they get grip. Yeah, you make up spots, but on the back end of the run, you're going to get, you know, all loose and start falling back. So here's the 39. Trying to make a move on the 06, tries to go low, tries to go high. He has now made his way to the high side. And there's a 23, Charles Van Scoyk. He's right there with Zach Ward to his inside.
Yep, so Chris Worrell has moved up to second, the 39th. That's Justin Horton, another Kaiju Cat Motorsports driver, along with Lilith Peters is right there in third. You've got, again, Chuck Van Scoyk, our Goat Racing in the 23 is right there in fourth or fifth, depending on the moment in time. But he's battling Zach Ward. Although you do see that James Lowe has kind of slipped back.
He has a little bit, which is interesting because he was just battling up there for the lead, so maybe just taking a little bit more patient, but we'll see how that plays out.
Also maybe a factor, this is lap 17. You know, maybe they burned up a lot of their tires making this run, and now they're kind of settling back in and realizing, you know, it's 100 laps. You got to save something.
You do, and we're right now on the cusp. Oh, you see the 06 drift up the track to got the 01 a little bit loose out of the corner there. That's some pretty aggressive side drafting.
And Chris Worrell has moved right now. He's right now side by side, and these guys are also battling for that Goat Racing Championship.
We are. There's the 06 up, moves in front of the 01. So contact.
Almost contact.
That was really close.
Oh my gosh.
That was really close. You know, and we've seen this before where the side drafting is so aggressive. I think was it Pocono, if I remember correctly, where we saw some incidents with some pretty extreme side drafting, Rick, and you know, that could be a big factor here at Michigan. Great move by Lilith Peters there, though. Nice crossover.
She had the huge run and didn't want to lose that momentum. Took that opportunity and crossed over to her advantage for sure.
Seven's loose.
Yeah, he's out of shape. But, you know, this is right around that time, 19 laps in. These tires are kind of the bloom is off the rose. They're going to definitely need to save some tires to make it to wherever their fuel window, which, where do we think it is, around lap 30?
It's coming pretty soon. It's definitely coming soon. I think it could be coming within the next 5 laps or so. Maybe 6 laps. I think 30 could be the number. We may see some guys try to short pit to kind of set themselves on the back end of the run. But I think it could definitely come here right around what you said, 30, 32. We may see some guys try to string it out a little bit longer. We've seen that at other races this year. But right now, Chris Worrell out front of Lilith Peters, Justin Horton, Charles Van Scoyk, and James Lowe there here in Michigan. Want to appreciate everybody for tuning in to the night's Tech4Troops Cup Series race, and hope you like and subscribe to any future events we have.
Some drivers have hit pit road. Jeremy Flanagan, who's also part of Kaiju Motorsports, is on pit road. Jeff Nani and David Watts all on pit road.
Yep, here comes the 49 as well. Ryan Walter is making his way down pit road.
So my interpretation of that is that, if you've struggled a bit and at this point around lap 20 those tires have kind of gone away, you may just give up. You've got 5 sets. Maybe it's just time to go in every 20 laps.
Sure. We're going to see a lot of guys come in pit road this time. It looks like we got some major communication going on. Ryan McRoberts, Armando Ortiz, Ryan Pittman, all making their way on pit road here. Lilith Peters as well. Banner Twick. A lot of guys and girls on pit road right now. 2 teammates there, Kaiju Cat. So that basically told you, kind of made everybody play their cards immediately with that short pit by some of the drivers. So in the last lap times, Rick, I want to pay attention to that. Christopher Worrell's last lap was a 39.4, which is exactly 1.1 seconds slower than his best lap around lap 5 or 6. So definitely you'll lose time here on pit road. Also, look at that tomato. Look at that tomato on the pit board. That's a new one. Fun to see. But Lilith Peters makes her way out on the point with her teammate right behind her. And here's the rest of the field.
Good job of the field making it onto pit road like they have.
I love green flag pit stops, Rick. It's so awesome.
We haven't had many. That's pretty wild.
I know, and look at all those guys on pit road right now. Everything's nice and peachy so far. Nothing too crazy going on.
Take a shot back, look at our pit road exit here as that these guys get back out. No drama. Great job. These guys getting out onto pit road.
Yeah, everybody doing a really good job, and I don't see anybody with any penalties either. I take that back. Dave P. Sharon, black flag. Charles Van Scoyk, black flag. Sammy Harrell, black flag. Christoph Hall, black flag.
Oh, gosh. Bad news for GOAT Racing. A lot of guys are caught.
Luke Bullard, black flag as well. So that is not good at all. Probably going to be some pass-through penalties coming up here soon.
Yeah, we'll expect to see that for sure. All right, so back on top, Chris Worrell is on top of the leaderboard. Lilith Peters is not far behind. James Lowe is in 3rd. Nathan Harper is in 4th. Chris Worrell 5th. Horton 3rd. Thompson 7th. Zach Ward 8th. Jeff Neeren 9th. And Zach Allen is in 10th. That's your top 10. All right, we appreciate you tuning in to the IWM broadcast of the Tech4Troops Cup Series. That's where we are each and every Wednesday night. And we are trying to look at the schedule real quick, John, because here we are in Michigan, and our next event is at Darlington.
One of the toughest tracks on the schedule, the Lady in Black. She'll get you that night for sure. Especially so. We'll see if it's going to be technically the Tech4Troops throwback race. So we'll see if we see some pretty cool throwback schemes going on there. Maybe make some announcements to see some throwbacks. That'd be cool to host. But yeah, Darlington's next. You're really hitting 3 very different tracks back to back to back. You got the Glen road course. You have a 2-mile, speedway, if you want to call it that, with Michigan, and then you have Darlington, an egg-shaped track that is changing every single lap. So it's a battle. It's a battle out there, and whoever wins these 3 races will really give you a good idea about who is the best here in the Tech4Troops Cup Series.
Well, speaking of that, then after that we go the first week of April. We are at the All-Star break, and we'll be at North Wilkesboro.
We will. That'll be a good one to watch with the newly renovated North Wilkesboro. So that'll be a fun race.
All right, still under green flag conditions here at Michigan. 28 laps are in the books. And right now, Chris Worrell leading. Lilith Peters is sitting in P2. James Lowe right there. And Nathan Harper. So that's 4 2-2 teammates are currently battling it out. Stepping back to the field and jump back, Christopher Howell. He's currently in 6th, but he's got the 39 of Justin Horton in front of him. And right on his tail, he's got the 20, but well, it shows the 98. But that's actually Ethan Thompson. You'll see that on the tower. His number will show as 25. All right, behind Ethan, you've got Zach Ward, Jeff Nearen, Zach Allen, and Ty Bostick. That group of 4 that's running there. As we jump back, and you can see the track map in the upper right-hand corner. The field is spread out. There are some guys on pit road. Brad Previtt, Semi Harrell, Christoph Hall, and Luke Bullard. They're in for an extended period of time. Not sure what happened.
No, not sure at all. I mean, I see Sammy Harrell with a black flag. Yeah, I see Sammy Harrell with a black flag. But that's a pretty long black flag. But either way, though, Chris Worrell making a statement here.
He sure is.
Early.
Oh.
And to his doorstep, last week's winner, Lilith Peters, is not going down without a fight,
well,
and we have a caution.
We do. Looks like Ryan Walter may have gone off track. Let's try to find what happened there. He is definitely off the pace.
Oh.
It's like between Vandertwick into Ledger into Ryan Walter. Let's bring that back just a...
That's exactly what happened. Exactly how I read that.
The 48 comes up on net code into the 19, and then unfortunately even impacts the 08 of Ryan Pittman. Unfortunately, those guys spin right in front of the 08. The 08 is up into the safer barrier, but they get around. Not terrible damage-wise, but some of these guys are going to be maybe some aero issues. What do you think?
Just a little bit. Just a little bit.
All right, that's our first caution here at lap 33 We're going to take a quick commercial break. We will be right back.
Are you looking for a way to safely and securely dispose of your old electronic devices? Why not donate them to Tech4Troops? Tech4Troops is a 501c3 nonprofit dedicated to bridging the technology gap for in-need veterans and their families. The donation process is quick and easy. Simply go to tech4troops.org and click on the donate link at the top right-hand side of the page. Scroll down to access the Give Back box link. To create your shipping label, click Add to Cart and complete the checkout process. The shipping label is good for up to 50 pounds. You can recycle most standard shipping boxes to send in your devices. Oh, don't forget the power cords. Give new life to your old technology by responsibly recycling with Tech4Troops. Help save the environment and support a veteran.
All right, welcome back. Pit stops are wrapping up here on lap 34 of the Tech4Troops Cup Series event here at Michigan. It's for a spin with Ryan Walter and also Mr. Vanitwick and John Ledger, all involved in that little incident. But after that round of pit stops, a little bit of a shakeup. Now we see Nathan Harper, who's up front. I think that is car of Sharon. I think he is a lap down. He'll probably get a wave around.
Probably.
All right, so I'm super excited. We've seen green flag pit stops cleanly. A third of the race has already gone through. The people that we expected to see are at the top, and I'm excited. But at that time, Jason with Tech4Troops has joined us in the broadcast booth. And Jason, welcome.
Hey, Rick. John, it's a pleasure to be here. Thank you so much for having me in tonight. And I'm feeling nostalgic tonight. So our scheme skirmish on the Speedway winner, I'm going to get right to it. He is in fourth right now. It's the 7 car, Mr. James Lowe, with the Navy, themed car. So that was my first enlistment. My first 2 deployments were done with the Navy.
Gotta go with what you know.
it's parts of it were fond memories, and it was with people that mean the world to me. So hence feeling nostalgic. So he's going to be our scheme skirmish on the Speedway winner this week and get some of that sweet loot. I've been giving you guys the ramp up for weeks now, but we're looking at June 22nd and 23rd. If you check out immersecon.com, you'll see what some of the fuss is about, and we're going to make a little bit bigger of a deal announcing it later. We got a lot of interesting things in the works. Check out the Discord, check out the Twitch, and don't forget to get your limited edition Tech4Troops gaming jersey off the AMD fan store. Well, you can. We'll have links for it for you as well. So check out immersecon.com. Thanks for having me, guys.
You got it. That's Jason Parker with Tech4Troops. And
Got a wreck in the back. Got a wreck in the back.
Well, cautions breed cautions.
Yes, they do. Welcome to Super Speed. Say Super Speed Racing. It's almost like a Super Speedway out there.
Yeah, it's kind of like it is, but it isn't, but it is.
Exactly. So we'll see what happened there.
So I think that was Garrett Johnson. We'll take a peek.
I see the 48 again.
That's bad. I'm not quite sure where to assess. Well, they're side by side for a while here. So you got Jeff Nini in the 40s.
Yay!
He is running on that side. Unfortunately, Jeff comes up.
Yep.
I think he was trying to avoid the 48 that looked kind of like he was swerving a bit, but there's definitely contact there. That's
I
Vandertwick in the
think
48.
and I think the 20 starts to come down. Oh,
And the 40 comes
maybe.
up.
Yeah, maybe a little bit of both there. And that Zen machine goes spinning. It's around and around.
That's unfortunate. All right. So we are back under caution, and a number of drivers are making their way onto pit road, including that number 20 Zen machine by Garrett Johnson with Charity Motorsports. I love the metallic look to the numbers.
Oh, yeah, that's always a good touch. And I think the Zen on the back is metallic. Maybe? Looks like it.
Yeah, maybe, yeah. Yeah, it's like a blue metallic on the quarter panel. Yeah, pretty cool.
Yep.
All right, so here we are, caution number 2, lap 38. Nathan Harper stays on top.
So that's going to be interesting. You know, you have basically the first 27 guys did not come down pit road, but Garrett Johnston, 28th on back, they all did. So a little bit of strategy there. We'll see what happens with that later in the race.
Currently 34 drivers on pit road. Ryan Pittman is in the pits. These guys are in there for an extended, now well over a minute, but you know, this is one of those times where you expect to see people, if they've got some damage, they can use these cautions to try and get some repairs done. And as I say that, that's Pittman. He's already on the move, trying to get out before that field comes by.
For sure.
Good move for Ryan. He's back up, and he'll take his place back at the tail end of the field. You've also got Charles Van Scoik coming out. Again, both those guys were in. They've been involved in a couple of instances. All right. Well, I think, John, we've seen exactly what we thought we were going to see here at Michigan.
Oh, yeah. No, I will agree with that. I think it's exactly what we were anticipating. First caution took a little bit to develop, and then cautions breed cautions. So right now, I mean, it's hard to beat Nathan Harper, Worrell Peters, Chris Worrell, James Lowe. I mean, they have been consistently in the top 4 every single race this season. Justin Horton as well. I mean, Zach Ward has been in the top 10 in every single race. So this is definitely a tough field at the front to beat. So are we going to get a repeat? Is Chris Worrell going to bring home another win? Bring home number 5 on the season? We'll see.
Well, the lights are off on top of our pace car. That means we'll be going back to green flag racing momentarily. Field is coming out of turn 4. Pace car drops down. And we do have a Geico restart zone here, and that's, I think, in the hands of Nathan Harper.
Yep, it is. And green flag back in the air here at Michigan. He takes off. Another Kaiju Cat driver.
Peters to the outside, settles in, and they're 3 wide behind. 06, 07, and the Kaiju Cat of Justin Horton, 39, involved a little bit of contact with the wall there.
Definitely some contact, and this field is all bunched up, and now they know what they got, and you're going to see some aggressive moves early on because, you know, track position is key.
Well, with fresh tires, it's pretty much a do-over. Of course, these guys went in at the front on lap 33, but they've had nothing but caution laps. Well, I take that back. They may have had 2 laps of green flag racing, but that's fresh rubber.
Fresh rubber indeed.
And unfortunately, caution comes out again.
Well,
I think again at the back of the field, I think Brian Johnson possibly involved. Let's see if we can key into what this was. Again, watching the 00 of Brian Johnson. Oh, it happened in front of him with the 5. Is that? I'm not sure who that is, John. We'll just have to let it play out a bit here.
Yeah, not sure. I think that's the 5 of. I don't know. It's not on the board.
Yep, it's one of those. Can't tell you. I just don't know who that is. I think it's Collins. That's who it is. Let's try to figure out what happened to Austin Collins real quick. That's Burnett. Unfortunately, the 8 of Burnett. Yikes. Okay. Well, I guess we figured it out. Brian Johnson was a victim of circumstances. Looks like Maurice Burnett and Collins got involved, and here we are.
Here we are. You know, I don't like trends, Rick. But we're approaching the trend here in the Tech4Troops Cup Series, which again, not always a bad thing. Not always a bad thing.
We
not
were
always
doing
a great
so
thing.
good. We were doing.
We were. I haven't spoke of trends almost all season long. But it's going to happen. You know, the intensity. People know that they only have a limited number of chances to win, so they're going to see moves that are being made that typically would be made earlier in the season. So as that goes on, we'll see that start to unfold. And here we are now, almost halfway through tonight's race.
Well, I think there's got to be a move for patience with some of these guys. It really needs to be. So
for sure.
Do you see the guys who were trying to get some damage repaired back on pit road? The 23 of Van Scoik, the 08 of Ryan Pittman, John Ledger was also on pit road getting some repairs made. Austin Collins. Now again, we said this from the beginning. This league does not have any quick repairs. That means there's no quick and easy fix. There's no, do-over where you just come in and get a brand new race car and off you go. If you've got damage, you got to get it fixed, or if it's too bad, you're done. All right, while we're taking this bit of a yellow flag break here, let's drop to a quick commercial. We will be right back.
Hi America, Mark Casper, President of Tech4Troops. I wanted to take a moment to say thank you for making 2023 such an amazing year. We completed our mission and it feels good to have another successful year behind us. But I want to tell you, this year, 2024, is our 10th anniversary. 10 years of doing this mission, and you have been so supportive of us. So I want to take a moment to say, please continue to support us. We're going to have an event or more every month. Please stay tuned in our calendar. Please stay tuned on our social media. Join us in the celebration of our mission and what we do. And we look forward to seeing you and having your support for our mission of ending veteran homelessness through bridging the technology divide. Look forward to seeing you. Thank you so much.
All right, welcome back to the Tech4Troops Cup Series here, live at Michigan. We've got, currently we are under caution. Nathan Harper, Lilith Peters, and Chris Worrell right now are up in front. Pace car has its lights off, so we're about to go back to green flag racing. We've had a rash of cautions here. This is our third caution, but really they've all come back to back to back.
Yeah, I mean, you may see some guys and girls start to think about strategy and maybe making one or two more stops to the end of this race. So We shall see. They're in the Geico Research Zone, and we're off. Green flag racing back here at Michigan.
So really, if you're trying to fill, okay, if you stay green, these guys are going to wind up needing to pit around 20 to 24 laps. So let's see if we can make it to our next green flag pit stops. Those are super exciting first time around.
Oh, you see everybody slid up in the middle of the corner there and tagged the wall out of turn 2. That was rough there for quite a few cars. Tires were a little bit colder than they were wanting.
Nathan Harper continues to show the way. Teammates with Lilith Peters, Kaiju Kent right behind. Then you've got Chris Worrell just right on her bumper, and his teammate behind him, James Lowe.
And here comes the 01 to the inside of the 4 machine, which is going to pull the 6 right back to the back doorstep of the 4.
That you cannot underestimate the draft factor here, and that ability to really improve your position by utilizing that draft. There's some great racing going on.
Some fantastic racing as it is.
That's a huge
Peters and
push.
Harper.
Huge push by the 01 on the back of the 4.
Oh, we got 3 wide, maybe? Yep, I think we will. Oh, 06 slid up into the 01. Oh, we're wrecking. Big wreck. That's the 88. That's Chris Howell. Oh, we got the big one here at Michigan, Rick. We got the big one. 88 drifted up.
There was definitely contact with the leaders as well. Lilith may have some damage on her car. Let's find that 88. You can see the damage to his left side. It's fairly significant. I do not think he's very happy right now. Not sure why. Let's go back and try to analyze what happened here. Oh, let's back that up a bit. So as you watch that seam, she's just following that seam, and the 88 is drifting up, and then contacts her in the left quarter panel. She holds it together. No idea how she did that, but the 88 is out of control, gets T-boned by the 7. Here comes the 27 of Naren. He gets involved. People sliding down below. The 22 of Bostic is also involved. 34 slips by under. I keep thinking
wow.
They're in the grass. The 81, the 72, that's Barletta. As the 88 careens towards that safer barrier, big slam. That's right there at the winner's circle.
Probably not the kind of burnout he wanted to do in the winner's circle there.
I don't think so. Definitely not
no.
on his. All right, so there is a lot of wrecked cars. That's Ward missing a nose. The 40 of Nani missing a nose. Definitely some damaged race cars out here now. A number of drivers in for extended periods of time trying to get repairs made. All right. So that 98 is Ethan Thompson.
tough break for a lot of these guys tonight.
Yeah, absolutely.
Well, Rick, we're just at halfway. Just at
Right.
halfway here.
We've spent a lot of time under caution, that's for sure.
Yeah, I mean, four cautions and like 25 laps.
All right. Well, thanks for tuning in to the IWM Broadcast Network. As we stated earlier, if you are watching along on YouTube, we ask that you like and follow so we can keep you up to date as to future events that we may have. We've kind of gone away from our Facebook streaming platform and have begun to focus more on our YouTube partnership. So, all right, stay tuned. We are about to go back to green flag racing.
Alrighty, here we go. Green flag about to be back in the air for the 01 of Lilith Peters, and we're off. Green flag racing here back at Michigan.
So the 34 of Armando Ortiz is all the way now up at the front. Now showing in fourth. And that loves Ford. A lot of movement through the back of this pack. And also, I'm trying to see who was blinking.
Couldn't really tell.
49 of Ryan Walter. All right, big jump though by Lilith. She has got the opportunity to move up, and she's got a good bit of a gap between herself and the 25 of, I guess it's the 98 of Ethan Thompson. So we've got 20 of Garrett Johnson trying to get around the 39. Here,
Definitely is.
Intents and purposes, these guys are on. I'm not sure how this is all going to play out fuel mileage-wise. I just can't tell with the number of cautions that we've had, how that will actually affect.
My guess is they'll have to pit within 12 to 15 laps.
Right.
That's my estimate right now. So around 65, 68.
Ryan Walter is blinking so badly.
And he's right there at the one of the front of those big line of cars. Not what you want.
No, he was definitely in the wall big time.
That was a big hit. Another car on the wall in the back.
Yep. That is definitely that could ruin your day. Do that a couple more times. All right, just keeping our eye on Lilith Peters continues to lead this race. Ethan Thompson currently showing in second, Justin Ford in third, Garrett Johnson in fourth, Armando Ortiz in fifth, Cody Sergio in sixth, James Lowe in seventh, Chris Worrell in eighth, Nathan Harper in ninth, and Ryan Walter is in 10th. First we see Mike Slagter up here. Mike's now showing in the 11th slot. He is plus 16. And speaking of plus, I don't want to miss the fact that Garrett Johnson is plus 19, Armando Ortiz plus 24, Cody Sturgill in that 64 GOAT Racing is also up 24 positions.
Wow.
I mean, if you don't think you can get it from the back of the pack, those guys started around 30th and have been able to get back up front.
Oh yeah, absolutely. It's incredible to see, you know, up 19, 24, and 24 spots for Johnston, Ortiz, and Sturgill. That's no easy feat. No easy feat at all.
So we've got 29 cars still on the lead lap, lap 57. And eventually we will see a number of drivers. Now, this is the challenging part because a lot of these guys are these drivers who were not involved in these incidents. They stayed out. Ethan Thompson, your leader, Lilith Peters, Justin Horton. Those drivers, along with Armando Ortiz, they have not pitted since lap 33. But everybody behind them, Chris Worrell, James Lowe, Nathan Harper, and then a number of other drivers all came in on lap 48.
Yep, they did.
Like the
Looks like Ethan
98.
Thompson,
Yeah.
which is the 25 on the tower, 98 on the track. That drone work Chevrolet Camaro looking to get a run here at a turn 2. And Rick, we are on lap 60 of 140 laps to go.
%60 through with this event. Good racing so far. Big move towards the front. They have really closed the gap. You know, again, Lilith Peters and Ethan Thompson, they are on old tires.
Oh yeah.
Chris Worrell is right there on her back bumper. Oh, contact! Spins her!
Oh no, she saved it though. What a save. I have never seen that car. That reminds me of Sheldon Creed at Talladega.
Wow.
Rick.
And
We need to go back and take a look at that.
And you know what? I'm going to give it to Chris Worrell. He backed out of the throttle, and he just followed along with her.
Oh my goodness, we need to go back if we can. Take a look at that. That was incredible driving. Wow. Well, if that shows you what kind of skill that number 01 has, that's, it was all but done.
That does not happen.
No, it does not. That's incredible. That is a save there by the 01. Obviously puts her back in 16th, but that is a race-saving move.
Oh, wrecking.
And we have a caution. There it is. Car's coming back up the track. Oh, hold on.
That's Mike Slagter in the 14.
Oh, no, not Mike.
He looks like in good shape. Ryan Walter, I think, was involved. seen this all night long, just like this.
Yeah, I mean it's the well, that was a product of 3 wide, but side drafting definitely.
I just don't know if these guys realize just how detrimental it is to the running.
Right.
Hey, let's let this play out. So you've got the selector in the middle, the 14, is that the 22? The 72. That's the 72 comes up and unfortunately moves him into the 49. The Maurice Burnett in the 8 gets collected as those guys are out of the throttle, and then they're all doing the unhappy dance.
Yes, they are.
All right. Okay, caution again flies here on lap 64. And we're seeing everybody come into the pit, which we expected.
Oh, yeah. It's maybe the second to last stop, depending on cautions.
This was really a timely stop for Lilith Peters because she was already on old tires, having last pitted on lap 33. Oh, she missed her pit a little bit. And, she really needed to go in. This is like perfect timing. She's not going to come out back where she was, but, hey, she's back up to top 20.
Exactly.
I think I've got her coming out in 16th. All right, that puts the 98 of Ethan Thompson, I think, in control.
Yes, that is correct. 25 on the tower, 98 on the track. Well, Rick, you got 65 laps to go. Or, no, my bad, 35 laps to go. And you're sitting here, with 5 cautions on the board. What do? Do you take a chance, pit early, or do you run this thing as long as you can and pit with the least amount of laps to go?
I don't know what you can do. So you've got, we do know that you can do 20 to 22 laps, right?
22 to 24. Yep.
So your window starts giving yourself at least a little bit of a green-white checker gamble. So the earliest you could pit is in 18 laps, which doesn't really, the short pitting strategy really doesn't apply much here.
Sure.
So I just heard from Race Control that with that incident and that contact between Chris Worrell and Lilith Peters, since they're both battling for a championship in the GOAT racing event, Chris Worrell apologized and then got behind her.
Oh, good. Okay. Well, there you go. I mean,
that's great sportsmanship. Yeah.
That's the best way to do it. That is the best way to do it. Because it was not intentional by any means.
No, they were just racing hard.
Oh, yeah.
All right, so where are we? Okay, lights are off on the pace car, about to get restarted. The 98 of Ethan Thompson, sorry folks, is out front. James Lowe, Amanda Ortiz, Nathan Harper, Garrett Johnson, Chuck Van Scoik, Justin Horton, Gary Sturgill, Marco Ruby, Ryan Cook. That's your top 10.
Green flag in the air here as the field goes into turn 1. Oh, we got a car wrecking in the back. Not sure who that is.
Howell.
What happened to Chris?
I don't know. He went off track. Crash. We can let's keep an eye on the front here. If you have a moment, we'll duck back and take a look. So you can do that here at Michigan. You can drop below that white line, and but I'm not sure what the advantage is. Is it really a big advantage here?
No, it's not. It's not a big advantage. It's just more racing room. You know, you can definitely pass. Oh, four's loose in the wall.
Saves it. After that incident, Mike Slagter is up to 23rd. Lilith Peters is right there. She has got the 06 of Chris Worrell on her butt, but they're working their way back up the field. Oh, almost in front.
Oh, man.
That is Cook. Ryan Cook slams the wall, almost takes her out. And now she's 3 wide. And man,
Cook's.
It's super hard. That's Zach Allen beneath her. You know, nothing more challenging than being up at the front all night, and then you've got to make your way back up through the field.
Yeah, you get caught up in other people's stuff, and
Yep.
there you go.
All right, so let's see what happened to Christopher Howell. I think he actually, well, he's retired.
Yeah, he has. He is not in the race on. I don't know what happened.
Back and look and just see what happened. Oh. Another, just like a victim, get kind of, so just looks like a huge checkup. It happened in front of him.
Yeah, huge checkup.
This was the restart, and this didn't go.
Oh, but he ran to the back of the 9.
Yep. And then he was done. All right, back up at the front, James Lowe is battling with Ethan Thompson. Armando Ortiz and Nathan Harper, these guys are just continuing to battle here. Lilith Peters update, she is now moved up to 9th. Oh gosh.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Hold on. Oh, hold on, Sturgill. Hold on, Sturgill. Hold on. Oh.
Wow.
Whoa. That was close.
She is right on the bumper of Chuck Van Scoik. Jumps back up in front of Chris Worrell.
Yeah, she's on the move for sure.
And she is back up front. She did not
James
waste
Lowe.
any time.
No. James Lowe now looking to take the lead.
And
Does
he
so.
does commandingly. With just 27 laps here to go.
It looks like Lilith is back there trying to get through
She's
some of the
got
traffic next to her teammate.
Yeah, to the inside. She's taking that high line. So I expect, John, that we're going to start seeing pit stops probably the next 4 to 5 laps.
They should be coming soon. They definitely should be making their way down pit road fairly soon, and making her way back up to the front. Lilith Peters is now in P5.
But these guys are racing like it's the last lap. So
So they know they have to beat that 01 car.
Yeah, that's for sure. You got the 20 of Garrett Johnson. He's underneath Ortiz. The block looks like Thompson comes down and blocks. Lilith was taking advantage of the draft off the 20.
Oh, she slid up the track quite a bit out of turn 2.
Got Chris Worrell tucked in behind her. She's going to have a good run. All right, James Lowe continues to show us the way here. Ethan Thompson, Armando Ortiz, Garrett Johnson, Lilith Peters, Chris Worrell, Chuck Van Scoik, Justin Burton, Marco Berube, there we go, and Nathan Harper.
Yeah, pretty diverse front field, front 10.
Good to see Marco up here. We haven't heard from him much today, but here he is. Oh, caution's out. Caution's out.
Oh, man, this is right on the edge of the pit sequence.
Yep. I have no idea what happened.
Ooh, I don't know.
I'm going to guess I could be wrong. There's definitely contact. The 8, the 93.
Oh, it's way up front. Oh, it's Philip Vandertwick.
Yep. Oh my gosh. John Ledger has gotten, unfortunately, it's just bad luck.
I mean, it's 48 gets a run. He sees a gap. The gap's there. He shoots the gap. Still okay. Still okay.
So the 08 is coming up. No, the
19 came.
19 came down.
Yeah, 19 came down. Yeah, that gap was there. Absolutely. You know the famous quote: "If you don't go for the gap, you're not a racing driver anymore." Well, Commander took the gap.
All right, looks like our field is now on pit road.
So the 48 is a racing driver. That's you identify that. There you go. Congratulations. You did get wrecked, but it happens. 3 wide is so tough in these cars. No matter if you're on the outside, with Ledger, it's unfortunate you don't. It's the aero's so different. It's all different kinds of factors going into 3 wide. It's tough. Even on a super speedway, it's tough. So, just unfortunate there for all 3 drivers. Hate that for Ledger. Hate that for Vandertwick.
All right, that should be our final pit stop of the night. By the time we go back to green flag racing, we will be at 20 or so laps to go, which is pretty much going to get you to the finish, plus maybe 1 green-white checker just in case, but that's going to be it. And if you're out front, you may not have enough fuel.
You might not. I would not want to be the leader right now. That's for sure.
All right. Thanks for tuning in to the IWM broadcast of the Tech4Troops Cup Series tonight. We've been here at Michigan, 100 laps. We've just got 22 left. This is our 6th caution of the night. Relatively, modest amount of cautions, and if you discount the fact that we had 3 or 4 back to back, we've really had a good, just some great racing.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely.
So is it Michael McDowell who ran that same Love's paint
Oh
scheme?
yeah, that's his current Love's Truck Stop paint scheme.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
All right. Lights are off on the pace car. We're about to go back to green flag racing. Chris Worrell is up to 6th. Lilith Peters is in 7th. I'm sorry, he's in 5th. Peters in 7th. James Lowe is in charge, I believe.
Yes, he is. He will be the control car.
Yeah, leader does have lane choice in this series.
They do, and Lowe took the low line there. Low goes low. I can't believe we haven't said that all season. But here we go. Green flag back in the air here at Michigan. The Love's truck stop number 34 of Armando Ortiz up 27 positions with Garrett Johnston there up 20 spots. Some big movers already here late in the race. 20 to go. Oh, hold on to her. Oh, this may check up the whole field on the high line. Oh, he is swerving. That's not good. That's a 98 of Ethan Thompson.
He survived. We survived. They all made it, even though he was up there in the front row, or not the front row, but in the top 5, and he slid all the way back to 14th. "19 laps to go. James Lowe showing us the way. Chris Worrell has now moved up to 3rd. Lilith Peters.
Oh, we're wrecking in the back. We're wrecking in the back.
All right, caution is out.
I think that was Marco Berube, Ty Bostic. All I saw was a hard impact in the inside safer barrier.
Also seeing potentially Maurice Burnett involved, potentially. Let's go to Ty Bostic. He is missing a nose. That is unfortunate. Let's try to see just what happened. Marco Berube. So the 22 is a little bit out of shape. Straightens it out. And then the 99 looks like they just may have come down.
May have come down for sure. And then this is a hard impact into the... Oh! Spins around like a top.
Yep. And unfortunately, there goes the nose off the 22. Definitely some damage. Now with 18 laps to go, do you come down for a gas and go? Or do you just say, you know what? I
want tires. I want to have some tires, honestly. I think this...
Armando Ortiz and Ethan Thompson are the only two that bit.
I don't hate the move. Oh, no, we got some more in the back. Brian Johnson, Slacker, Ledger, Naniv, Ward, Bostic, Berube.
Yeah, but I mean, Armando Ortiz was up front. He was in the top 5.
For some reason, I like this strategy on the back end. I think it could fare well for them in the closing laps. They just have to race really aggressive up at the front, though.
Well, with this caution coming out with just 17 laps to go, I'm thinking, this is going to save you so much fuel.
Oh, it is.
It's
It's definitely going to save you fuel.
Took the fuel question off the table. All right, 17 laps to go here at Michigan. James Lowe is in charge. 20 of Garrett Johnson, who we just talked about a moment ago. He's up 21 positions in the second place. He'll start on the outside. Chris Worrell will be third. He'll be behind his teammate, the 7 of James Lowe. Lilith Peters will be to the outside, restarting in fourth. And she'll have behind her and below her, her teammate, Justin Horton. No, actually, I think it may. Well, we'll see how it all shakes out, but he'll be back there.
If Lilith comes back and wins this race, I got to say that is the save of the season. Easily the save of the season.
I'm shocked. I mean, granted, it is at Michigan and it's super wide. There's plenty of opportunity for bailout, but she was sideways.
Sideways and kept it going and kept within the top 15, 16. It's impressive.
Hard to peel myself away as a spectator versus a commentator.
Isn't it? Isn't it?
I mean, it's just for us, it's just super exciting. We've seen these drivers battle. We've seen, the guys, Chris Worrell, James Lowe have been super successful all season so far, as has Lilith Peters. So, watching them battle now, cream rises to the top. And those top 6 cars, Lowe, Johnson, Worrell, Peters, Horton, and Harper. In fact, she's got 2 other teammates in the top 6.
Yes, she does. And green flag back in the air here with 15 laps to go at Michigan. James Lowe and Chris Worrell take the top spot.
That 20 car. Oh, she slams the wall. Peters into the outside retaining wall. She hangs on, but there's definitely some damage there. Just got to get around that 20 of Garrett Johnson. She'll need some help from her teammates back there to make that happen. But James Lowe continues to show us the way here with just 14 laps to go.
$14 to go. And James Lowe is at the point. Chris Worrell, Garrett Johnson, Peters, and Harper, your top 5. 2 teammates now stacked up, 3 teammates. You got Peters, Harper, and Horton right there.
You figure that, if they can get together, just the 3 of them, they should be able to work their way around these cars. But just watching those 3 drive, they are on 3 different lines typically.
Oh yeah, they definitely are. Here comes Lilith Peters, possibly going to split the gap. Nope, she didn't. And that's going to give a run for her teammates there on the high line. There goes Harper into P4. And we got some lap traffic in front of these guys, Rick.
Yeah, that's going to be a factor. Oh, there's contact with Van Scoik and the 24 of Zach Allen.
A little contact never hurt anybody. Well,
Yeah.
I mean, not always. Not always.
Oh.
Oh, 24 and 39 into the wall.
Yep. 11 laps to go.
11 to go, and James Lowe still at the top of the boards. Lilith Peters looking to push her teammate Nathan Harper into potentially third or second. Big run coming here.
Almost had the back. They had the back out and split apart. That they had such a huge run. They caught to the tail end of the 20. Lilith took the momentum she had and tried to get by, but was not able to.
Yeah, she's been making the moves, and it's just not really worked out in her favor towards the tail end of the lap.
I think they're coming up to the 00. That's Brian Johnson.
93 goes low. And here's the 4 alongside the 20. And the 4 makes the move, able to get it done at a turn 2. 20 is into the wall big time. And move the Kaiju Cat Motorsport drivers into third and fourth. Oh, that side drafting is so aggressive here.
Yep.
I love it. It's aggressive, but you gotta be careful.
So you've got Lowe and Worrell at 1 and 2, Harper and Peters 3 and 4. 8 laps to go.
8 to go. Who's going to bring home a win? Is James Lowe going to get the win on one of his first, I believe, of the season, or is his teammate going to win 5 out of our first 7 races here in the Tech4Troops Cup Series?
That's just amazing.
It's a clinic. It's the only way you could say it. It's a clinic. But Kaiju Cat Motorsports right there. Third, fourth. Followed by Clarity Motorsports.
Falling back just a tiny bit. We have lost a little bit of that teammate draft. She got the 20 behind her.
Yeah, tires may be going. Or maybe conserving. You never know. Coming to 6 to go this time by. And keeping up with some of those guys that came down on lap 83, Armando Ortiz up to 12th.
Oh, the lead's about to change.
Yeah, the 07.
Chris Worrell is up in front, but they've got lap car in front of them.
Yes, they do. What are they going to do? They split.
Now there's a battle for
06.
second.
Yep, battle for second is there. Lilith Peters is in a great spot to potentially take this 3 wide going into turn 1. What is she going to do? See that lapped car. Caution, caution, caution.
Caution is out. Well, that does change everything.
As it always does. Oh.
Careful. That's the 43 of Sammy Harrell. So he's battling. That's Ryan Walter, I think. This is a shot from behind Christoph Hall's car. So you can see the 43 to the outside, that's Sammy Harrell, and then the 49 of Walter slides right up into him. Sammy holds it, but then there's more contact. 98 backs out of the throttle, but not quite enough. Well, I guess maybe enough. They go off And look at the 43 come back up the track.
Close call.
Okay, so 8th caution of the night. 4 laps to go. Who comes down? Anybody?
Maybe.
I think the only person who has a set of tires left is Lilith Peters. Assuming everybody came in
think
and
so.
got tires on their pit stops, she still has 1 set left. Some takers on pit road, but looks like it's the majority of the tail end of the pack. The top 16 did not come in. So I'm guessing this will wind up being a green-white finish, green-white checker finish.
It'll definitely be a green-white checker, absolutely.
All right. So you gotta. I'm sure these folks, with the amount of couple cautions we've had, they pitted last on lap 78. They should be good to go to the finish.
Should be. Couple guys on pit road in the back. Zach Ward, John Ledger, Bostic, Cable.
So the obvious stories: Chris Worrell has found his way back up front. Lilith needs as much help. She needs to get by him for that GOAT Racing Championship. So she's going to definitely need the help of her partner and teammate. That's the 4 of Nathan Harper. The 39 Justin Horton. He's back there too, sitting in 7th. Lilith is in 4th if you're keeping score. But Worrell has his teammate James Lowe. He'll be to the outside or to the inside. And there's always a if you need someone to run a block, no one better than your teammate.
That's correct. That is correct.
All right, lights are off on top of the pace car. Next time by, we will be back under green flag conditions.
Right now, looking at this front 6, Chris Worrell, James Lowe, Harper, Peters, Johnston, and Van Scoik. Don't forget about Justin Horton and Cody Sturgill could be making a move. It's not over until that white flag waves and the checkered flag waves after that. So we get 3 attempts at this. If a caution comes out before that yellow flag, white flag waves, then we restack them and do it again.
I thought we had to wait till the fat lady sings.
Yes, that is correct. Yes, that is the term. Yes, that is very true. Very, very true.
Look at how this is set up. She's actually going to be behind Chris Worrell. This is going to make for a very exciting restart.
Oh, yeah. Those teammates are going to be communicating. They're in a Geico restart zone. Green flag in the air. And Van Scoik with a great run on the top side.
Oh,
block. Yep, and Peters is now on the high line. She likes the high line there. We'll see what the 07 can do. I think he's going to be a little bit loose. He slides. They're still side by side coming out of turn 2.
She gets by him.
Here comes Nathan Harper down to the inside line.
Yeah, he's going to help her. There was a little bit of contact with the 7, but just a tiny little bit. Ford gets there. She needs all the help she can get. Others. Caution's
Big wreck
back
in
out.
4. Big wreck in 4.
No idea. Couldn't actually tell you what happened there. Well, we're going to do this
Caution's
all
back out again.
over again, but this is going to put
Yes, we are.
Lilith Peters on the front row. You couldn't have asked for a better finish.
Oh, you couldn't. Not at all.
This is exactly what we expected out of these drivers. They've battled all year, all season so far. Lilith Peters has really shown herself to be, an accomplished competitor. And now look, there are two finalists in the GOAT Championship are on the front row with the green-white checker.
With the green-white checker, exactly.
All right, folks, thanks for
All I
tuning
know-
in to the Tech4Troops Cup Series. We are in a caution, but it will be for a restart in a green-white checker situation, and we'll be bringing to you interviews with the top three drivers following the whoever we crown champion. You were saying, John?
I'll say it's anybody's game. It's all gloves off. I think with Lilith already getting a win, Nathan's going to be very hungry. James Lowe wants to get one. Van Scoik with a season that we were not expecting him to have. It's good to see him running up at the front. Got a podium last week, so momentum is in his corner. We know he can string together a few races, so a lot of different storylines unfolding, but the main one right there, the 06, can he get his 5th win of the season? That is just total domination.
Well, it's be 5th win, and then also, he's got the GOAT Racing, GOAT Diecast championship right there too. So
yeah, a lot at stake here at Michigan, but we should be getting the one to go this time by, and we are. So Lilith Peters, after that incident with the guy who's in first right now, Chris Worrell, she is now up to 2nd. So those two drivers are going to be battling for the end here.
And he's taken the high line, so he winds up with his teammate behind him, and she winds up with her teammate behind her.
You see, it all works out.
Yeah.
We're not friends. Yeah, it all works out perfectly. Exactly. And you got the two GOAT Racing drivers there in 5th and 6th. Kaiju Cat, Charity, AJM, and 43 Racing rounds out the rest of your top 10. There with Jeremy Flanagan, Garrett Johnston, Barletta, and Burnett.
Haven't
Cody
heard much
Sturgill,
from Harley Barletta, but he's up in the top 10. That's great.
Yep, he started in 9th, and he's in 9th, and holding true right now. Our biggest mover in the top 10 has been Cody Sturgill, up 25 spots. All right. Here we go. 2nd green-white checker of the evening of 3. We are about to see who can bring home the win here at Michigan. Worrell to the outside, Peters to the inside. Who's going to get it done? And green flag back in the air. Oh, kind of leaves his teammate there, and you're going to see the 4 get a pretty nice run to the back bumper of the 01 here into turn 1. The 06 crowds. 01 has the run. She is there. She has position, Rick. She comes up right in front of the 06 and takes the spot away. Cody Sturgill is now on the bottom side of the track.
2 laps to go. White flag next time by if we can hold on to it.
Oh, the 01 split.
She's doing a little bit of mirror driving, I'm guessing, trying to keep it. But you know what? The 4 is kind of boxing the 6 in.
Oh, white flag in the air. Got a blanket over the top 6 right now.
The 4 comes
Here comes
up and
Chris
kind of,
Worrell.
well, he can't get by. The 4 is closing him off and pinching him down.
Oh, the Ford doored the 06 a little bit there.
Final lap. A little bit of teammate help, but it happens. Their contact.
Oh, there it is. That's the final nail. That's the final nail here in the Tech4Troops Cup Series. Lilith Peters gonna go back to back with her teammate there, and Chris Worrell in third.
Oh yeah, there's a little retaliation right there.
I would not be happy as well. I'll not be happy as well.
Yep.
But what a race. What a race for this top 3. They were up front all race long.
Wow.
Oh, we have some more extracurricular activity going on with the 01, the winner. I am not sure what just happened right there.
Oh.
Oh no, we got some, yeah, all I gotta say is race control is gonna have to go back and look at that one. Is right.
Yeah, I was gonna back it up, but I chose not to. And
Yeah, that'd probably be it. We'll leave it to race control. But look at that. Lilith Peters brings home another win after an unfortunate incident with the 06. They finished 1 and 3 here tonight.
not only does she win the race, second race in a row, she just won last week, proving it wasn't just in a road course, but also she wins the GOAT Racing Diecast Championship.
Incredible. Awesome to see that for the 01, and 2 race wins under her belt is fantastic. Here we go. Here's our final running order. Will Peters finishing in first, Nathan Harper in second, Chris Worrell in third, Charles Van Scoyk in fourth, Garrett Johnson in fifth, James Lowe in sixth, Justin Horton in seventh, Maurice Burnett in eighth, Harley Barletta in ninth, and Jeremy Flanagan rounds out the top 10.
Armando Ortiz in 11th, David P. Sharon in 12th, Ethan Thompson 13th, John Ledger in 14th, Ryan Pittman in 15th, Ty Bostic in 16th, Cody Sturgill in 17th and 18th, Rodney Uberpacker, 19th is Jeff Nani, Marco Bruby is in 20th. '21st, Zach Ward. 22nd, Zachary Allen. Austin Hable in 23rd. David Watts, 24th. 25th is Ryan Walter. 26th, Ryan Rick Roberts. Brian Thompson in 27th. Ryan Cook in 28th. And Christoph Hall in 29th. And Bobby Gibson is in 30th. 31st.
And 31st,
Go ahead.
Yep, Dave Sharon, Sammy Harrell in 32nd, Mike Slatker in 33rd, Philip Vanner Twick in 34th, Christopher Howell 35th, Jeff Nair in 36th, Damon Newsom in 37th, Austin Collins in 38th, Luke Barrow in 39th, and Brad Previtt in 40th.
All right, we welcome Christopher Worrell to the broadcast booth. Chris, I know you wanted this win.
Yeah, well, the win wasn't more important than just beat Lilith, honestly. And, I think me and her would have had an excellent race together if there wasn't so many cautions. That first run was looking really good for us. I was hoping we could battle it out there. And then we had a chance there at the end. And I don't know what Nathan Harper's deal is, but he ran into me the whole time. I mean, I get he's trying to help his teammate. But, I mean, me and Lilith are fairly even. She had the chance there. She had the restart. There was no need to just not give me a lane or just mainly just run into me, turn after turn after turn. That's pretty annoying, but that sucks pretty bad. I think it would have been a really good finish if me and her were able to just duke it out there. But for some reason, he felt he needed to get involved. I know my teammates didn't do that to her, so we can walk away. Not worrying about that. I felt bad earlier. I got into her, trying to side draft her, fell to the back with her.
Super.
Let her get the positions back.
Yeah, no, absolutely. We commented on the broadcast. Great sportsmanship. It was definitely seen, and we couldn't hear the apology, but we could just tell by her actions it was definitely there, and that was great. And you guys have been the dominant cars all night long, so we expected to see you back up at the front. I don't think we expected to see you on the front row, but it was probably where you should be, and you were battling.
Well,
it out.
I told her that I was going to stay behind her, and I wasn't going to go for the pass. I was going to work with her that whole run until we got back up to the front, and we did almost a full fuel cycle, pit or tire cycle. Then we pit, and then I ended up getting out in front of her there. So from there we already got back up the front, so it was just racing from there. I kind of screwed up on that restart, and I was trying to get James to time a good jump with James, and it just didn't work. And that was my fault. That was my fault. I went a little bit early. So when I went early, I let off to try to let James have it, not even thinking that Lilith would be right there beside me. But I felt pretty confident racing Lilith. I think she was faster in general, on the shorter runs. I think I had her on the longer runs, but I think it would have been a really awesome finish, side by side, very clean, if we got the chance to do it. Really bummed at Nathan that he would do that. Nothing. It is what it is. I have no problems with Nathan. It's not like that's happened before. Me and him are cool. So just hope that doesn't happen in the future. But anyway, glad we got P3. Got to talk to you. Congrats to Lilith. She definitely deserves it. It's always fun racing against her, and I cannot wait to block the hell out of Nathan.
Any shout-outs tonight?
I'm just kidding. James for sticking with me. Austin, our teammate, he got wrecked early. You guys always put on a great broadcast. Tech4Troops, best sponsor in iRacing. The Goat Racing, Chuck. Call him Chuck every time. I don't know why I do that.
No,
Chuck Van Schaik, Charles Van Schaik. I think name's different. And,
we call
both.
him Chuck. We call him anything.
Okay.
So.
Yeah. So thank you to him for letting us fight for this diecast here. I really wanted to win it. I wish we could run it back. Maybe Nathan would give me a chance. But either way, it is how it is. Congrats to Lilith.
You got it. All right, that's Chris Worrell. He finished his P3 tonight, and we'll bring in just a second. Bear with us. Why can't I find the broadcast booth? Why is that? Bear with me, folks. Nathan, congratulations on your P2 finish. Real big battle there in that last green-white checker restart.
Yeah, that was quite the battle.
We just heard from Chris.
Yes. You're up there competing with the ones to beat, and you're trying to do more than what you can do, and you don't know what you're doing. I know that probably looked really bad on my end because I know Lilith's my teammate, and it probably just looked like well, she's up ahead, so you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna door you and make sure you don't get up there. But I mean, it weren't that. I mean, I'm slow. I'm not really the fastest, and you're out there for the win, and I was just driving over my head and getting tight, and I just never let out of it because I wanted to win. I mean, it was between us. I mean, nothing personal, like she never gave me a draft, so I mean, we're out there racing. I mean, I don't care. I mean, she had to do what she had to do to win, so I know he's pretty pissed at me, and I don't blame him, but
yeah, I think I don't think it was that bad. I mean, he's a good sport, so
yeah, but when someone uses you up like that, especially with what's on the line, I mean, it does kind of look bad. But just driving over my head. Yeah, I mean, we tried, but P2, we'll take it, I guess. And,
you'll take it, right? Shout outs tonight.
Lilith, she won 2 in a row. My team, KG Cat, I think I said it right. I already forgot. I don't know. But you know the team.
Kaiju Cat. Kaiju. You're close.
Kaiju Cat. That's right. Okay. Oh yeah, I'm drive for the team. Don't even know how to pronounce it. Foxfirefoods.com. Teammate Jeremy, he was there. I think he had a top 10 run. Yeah, he did. He got 10th. So
Yep.
pretty solid day. Definitely a learning experience though. I felt like I was pretty slow all race, and you know, I don't really feel like the result really tells the full story. It's just I was just tight all day, and then it kind of just played out towards the end, and I just couldn't make use of it. So
Well, it's
yeah, definitely a
all,
learning experience.
it's all in how you finish, right?
Yeah, I guess.
All right, that's Nathan Harper. He finishes here in P2, second place. And just a second, we will bring in our winner. Just a second. Lilith, congratulations on the win. This is the second race in a row. And you also are the winner of the Goat Racing Diecast Championship.
Yeah, hello, hi.
Heck of a finish. Tell us a little bit about that final green-white checker.
I think I accidentally started jumping the start and then I stopped. It might have spooked him, so maybe, I don't know how that restart went. I'll have to look at it again, but I got a good head on into turn 1 and was able to clear him. I was hoping that was it. It's hard to pass here, so that's what I needed, was a good restart.
Well, certainly, we were remarking earlier about the incident between yourself and Chris Worrell, and the save of the season so far when you kept that car pointing in the right direction, and then the sportsmanship with Chris to say, okay, I'll stay in the back and work with you, and so you both could come back up to the front. That's what this series is all about.
Yeah, that was very nice of him. I didn't expect it. I assumed it was on accident from the beginning. But yeah, I appreciate him. And we had a good racing all throughout the field, pretty much.
Yeah, you guys were definitely the cream of the crop. And, it definitely came down to Kaiju Cat and Chris Worrell and James Lowe battling it out. And here you are on top. So next week, what's your opinion of Darlington?
I love me some Darlington. I don't know if I'm any good at it, but I love it.
Okay. Well, we'll definitely, that's where we're headed to next in Darlington. That's definitely a challenging track, especially for drivers who are not familiar with that egg-shaped oval, but we'll definitely battle out next week. This is 2 races in a row. You're all qualified now for the All-Star race, and looking forward to seeing you continue this run.
Yeah, I'll say I got lucky. We'll see.
All right, any
But
shout
I
outs?
enjoyed racing with the league, and I'm sure it was good.
You did. It
I'll
was
shout
great
out
to
my
watch.
sponsor, Luna Stick Sauce. You can buy it at foxfirefoods.com, and now it's discounted since I won again. And I'll thank my teammates Nathan. He helped me a lot that race. And Jeremy, he had a good race. And thanks for broadcasting, guys. Thanks to the league for the good racing and the gifts they have.
You got it. All right, that's your winner, Lilith Peters, wins tonight here at Michigan. Also taking the Goat Racing Diecast Championship. So, Lilith, we'll see you next week.
Good night.
All right, John, heck of a race. Great way to wrap this up. Any parting thoughts?
Excited to see next week. It's Darlington, one of my favorite tracks. It's a true driver's track, so I'm curious to see who can battle and tame the Lady in Black. I think it's going to be a fun race. I think it's going to be a aggressive race, to say the least, because that's the last race before the All-Star break. So you got to be on your toes. So make sure to tune in next week, same time, same broadcast channel. IWM Broadcast Network will be going live at 8:30 Eastern time for that one, Rick. But I'm looking forward to it. Next week is going to be a fun one.
Sounds great. Same here. All right, folks. Thanks for tuning in, and we'll see you next week.